Okay, wow. I think I'm recording now. Hi, everybody. So, my name is Rave Sensei, and today I'm going to present to you my program, See the Kanji. But before we do that, let's go and start with an introduction. Yeah? So, here's our introduction. We start with the number one reason why you may never learn Japanese. Why you don't need kanji, but why it'll increase your chance of survival significantly. And lastly, what's the best way to make this work? I don't know, but I can tell you my best guess at it. Here's the number one reason you won't make it. You. It's very important to take responsibility in the very beginning when you're learning the language. You have to remember that it's all up to you. And only you will know your number one reason. If I were to put something pretentious, like you don't have enough time or whatever, we all know that's BS. I don't know how many people are going to be watching this, nor do I know who you are yet, but you do. So my advice for you is to identify your own reasons why you won't make it. Everybody is different. Everybody has their own reasons. And everybody has their own struggles in life that they have to get into order. Once you are able to identify any of that, then you'll be able to. Think about this one. You know what your reasons are. Figure them out, and then see if you can find a solution. If you can, and you're able to dedicate the time that's necessary, and as long as you can do all this with a sense of urgency, then you can do it. Why urgency? Do you like the word urgency? Don't worry, I'll get back to that later. Let's move on to the second point. Why you don't need kanji. Well, one, babies don't need kanji. Children, as they grow up, they don't need kanji. And a lot of Japanese people actually forget some kanji. So I'll be the first one to tell you that you don't need it. You don't need it to learn how to read or write, to talk or listen. It is too hard, too long to learn. Why not just jump in and have fun? Good points, right? You don't need it. You don't. So you're probably wondering why. Why do I choose kanji? Why? It's because while you don't need it, having it makes all the difference in the world. For example, you don't need $1,000,000. But trust me, if you had it, your life would be a world of a difference. That is, unless you already have that and more. That's the idea. Well, what's my take then? What is the best way to learn Japanese? What's the best way to get better? Well, first, you have to be highly strategic, which means you need to understand to a deep level how your own mind learns. This can be summed up fundamentally, and that does seem like a pretty vague answer. But consider this. Do you learn more when you're having fun? Do you learn more when you're studying with certain people rather than others? Do you learn better when you're playing a video game that is an action RPG? Or do you learn better when you're reading manga or other media that stimulate your senses? How do you learn faster? And here's the last point, which is why I've done my own research. hacking kanji only in a way kanji can be hacked. Kanji is intricate, and there's many kanji. A while back, there used to be 1,945 kanji that were the common use kanji. Now it's expanded. But I took methods and ideas from the first 1,945 and I've boiled a lot of the kanji down and I've made it so that you can learn them in groups far faster, far easier, and far more conveniently. For example, did you know there's about 350 or so kanji families? Kanji families, as in these families, they sound identical when it comes to their own yomi, their pronunciation that derived from China. Did you know that if you learn these 350 or so kanji families, not only will they look very similar, but they'll sound exactly the same? And did you know that these 350 kanji families, once you learn the family heads, as I'd like to call them, that you can learn already 1,000 kanji from that? Basically what I'm saying is that instead of learning 1,945 common use kanji, that was the common use kanji for a long time, if you learn the key kanji, the 350, then you could already learn half of everything. Now, there's more to kanji than that. There's kunyomi, and there's a few other things, alternate pronunciations for about 10% of them or so. But just getting your foot in the door, being able to understand it, and being able to use it to learn a vast array of Japanese vocabulary so quickly, that is what my program is about. That is what I teach people. I teach them to learn how they learn, how they can ultimately learn, so that they can have whatever tools that they need to succeed. And that is my program.